I'm going to give you guys a full step-by-step how to set up a Google Ads breakdown for this is mainly for local businesses. I'm going to go through everything. So when it comes from, creating, a fresh new account, what you need to put in, from adding the conversions, all the way to making the ads and, finding the profitable keywords. So this is going to be a jam-packed video. I'm excited. So let's get into it. So if you don't know me, my name's Bogle, coming to you from the trenches, also building an SMMA agency. So I actually just got a new client. So this client is actually one that another client referred to me, and it's great. So, I'm like, why not just show the campaign setup process for this client? So the thing is, I've already had success in this industry. This industry I'm working with is the home care industry, and I already know what works. So going to come along with it in the way of, I don't know anything about this niche. What do I do in order to find the great keywords to make great ads, etc., etc. And if you want me to make more niches or more step-by-step videos like this with other niches, like I know car dealership is a big one, leave a like on this video and also subscribe. So, it'll encourage me to make more videos like these, because these videos, take a while to make. So, leaving a like and subscribe really helps out, and it really shows that I'm actually helping you guys out for the most part. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do if you're just brand new to Google Ads is to create an MCC account. An MCC account. So this is just an account that you can pretty much have, a lot of other accounts under. So as you can see here, I have a whole bunch of different accounts for some different clients that I work with. Obviously, that information is blocked out. But it's easy to create one. You can just Google how to create a Google MCC account, and then Google will literally walk you through it step by step. You can just go here, MCC account. You're gonna need to create a new account. Just click up here and click on new account. And then it's going to say, you can create more campaigns, like yes, no, create a new. Okay, so once you click on creating a new campaign, Google's going to automatically just push you into, it's going to try to create an account for you. So we don't really want that right now. So just say switch to expert mode. And once you get to switch to expert mode, pretty much there's some things I like to set up before I set up making my first campaign. So I just choose create account without creating a campaign. So I usually just like to update some things first before I start doing that. So overall, it's going to ask you confirm the business information. So you want to make sure that, the billing and the currency is correct, and make sure the time zone is the client's time zone. So like if you're from the East Coast like I am, but your client is in the West Coast, make sure you change this time zone to the West Coast, and you can't change these settings. So make sure that it's the right one. So click submit. And then it's going to say, congrats, you're all done. So you can explore your account. So the very first thing I like to do when I make a new Google Ads account is just to change the name of the ad account, because as you can see here, it's just, Google Ads account, and it just says the ad account number. So I just like to give it a name, so that way it's just a lot easier for me to, go to that account, especially when you have multiple accounts. It can get confusing. So you can so in order to change the name, I just go into settings, preferences, and then once I'm on here, you can change the account name. So I'm just going to name it new client, and then I'm going to actually put the client's name after I make this video. So I click save, and then you want to just do this data protection contact. So just enter in your information or the client's information. This is really important if you're in the EU, but I just like doing this because, if you fill out as much information as possible, it gets Google to trust you. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. Okay, so once I just change the ad account name, this is when I actually start to make the campaign. So what you can do is, when you're on this menu here, you can just click on create new campaign. Just want to do optimize for leads. This doesn't really matter. This just shows you that so Google can try to funnel you into the way, like, okay, these are the things that help get people more leads or local store visits, etc., etc. More traffic. it's the same exact thing, just a couple things are different. So we go into search. So this is going to be how to do a Google Ads search campaign. So you want to go into website visits and then, paste your landing page here. I'm not going to go through the creation of the landing page, although I am going to go through how to add some conversion tracking to that landing page. If you want a video on that, again, let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely make a video on how to make a high converting landing page. A landing page that I make literally converts at 30%, which is insane, and can make the business owner a lot of money. So you can just paste the website here. You don't really need to right now. And also put phone calls. You want to put a tracking number here. So pretty much I have a software that gives me a tracking number, which will forward that number to the business owner. So to the customer, they're calling the business, but it lets us keep track of it. So that way you know that your campaign is getting leads. And then create conversion action. We're going to do that later. So we can just click continue. And then you want to name your campaign. So you can just do, I'll just leave this as a campaign for right now. So enter location. So you want to enter the location that your client wants more customers in, obviously. So if your client wants more customers, in a very local area, you could just do that. So you just click on advanced search and then you add in the local area. So I'm just going to add in the areas that my client wants customers in. So once you add your location, you want to click on location options and you want to adjust this targeting a little bit. So you want to include people in or regularly in your target location, and you want to exclude people in your exclude locations or people who've shown interest in your excluded locations overall. So pretty much this is just making sure that, the people who you're showing your Google ads to are in your location and want service in your area. And same thing with the exclusion. They're excluding people who are maybe in your area, but are searching for something out of your area for the most part. So for example, if you're in California, and you're searching for something in Wyoming, you don't want your Google ads to show up for something that's in California. So we can skip this thing now. And budgeting, so it depends. Your budget really depends on, how competitive your industry is. And we're gonna see how to find, specific keywords and just things that I use to find great keywords. But overall, it depends on how competitive your industry is. So I usually like to start with, depending on the industry, anywhere between $500 a month, like minimum at least. So that way your client can start getting some leads. But however, I've seen people go say, minimum $1,500. It just depends how many leads the customer wants. If the business owner wants more leads, they need to put more money into this, obviously. But if they're just looking for a good amount of leads, like with around $500 a month with this niche, I'm able to get like at least 3 or 4 leads a week, which is good for that business. But if the business wants 10 or like 10 to 15 leads a week, they're gonna need to spend like at least like 1,500 or some more amount of money. So you discuss that with the client and then you set a monthly budget. So overall, if you want to make the most bang for your buck, you want to set a budget that goes for every weekday. So I think this client, we're starting out with 500. So we're gonna do like $25 a day for the most part, and that's just you discuss it with your client. Sometimes Google will spend double that, but by the end of the month, you should be fine for the most part. It should only be like maybe just at least $500. So what goal do you want to focus on? So this is the bidding. So Google's gonna really try to make you do automated bidding. I plan on doing a video that talks about these automated biddings and all these bidding strategies in detail, because I've used pretty much most of them, and there are some automatic biddings that are really, really good, and there are some that are just complete trash. So, but you first want to start with manual cost per click. It's gonna say, oh, it's gonna result in lower performance, and don't really worry about that because it's not. And then it's going to say help increase conversions with enhanced CPC. We need to set up conversion tracking first, which we're going to do again later into this video. Okay, so I recommend that you start with manual CPC for the first 1 or 2 weeks, and then if you're getting decent results, you can test enhanced CPC and give Google some automation power, because the things with Google automation, they can they see things that they're not showing us that could help lead to a conversion or not. So there's pros and cons to Google automation. So I wouldn't say don't be completely afraid to use it, but start off with manual CPC for new campaigns. So with ad extensions, I'm not gonna go really deep into these because all this video is gonna be long enough already. But you want to add the obvious ones, and I'm gonna show you the best practices that you want to do for each call extension. You click save and continue. So now that we're in the ad groups, we don't know the keywords yet, but we pretty much just want to make this campaign where we can just easily add keywords to it later. So I'm just gonna put Manisha's home care here. Ad group, you just want to keep it as standard for right now. Just keep everything simple when you're first starting out. New ad group, because I know which keywords that we're probably gonna add. In home care. And then you can find relevant keywords here, but I like to use the Google Keyword Planner first. Okay, continue. We got to enter some monetary values. So this is just the default bid it's going to give. So I'm just gonna make it $7 right now, because I know generally what the default bid is going to be. So then it's gonna ask you to create the ads, but we just want to skip this part for right now. We just want to make the campaign and then immediately turn it off. So this way we can add keywords to it later. So just click publish it, just publish it, and then just immediately turn it off. There's no credit card in the campaign yet, which is why you always want to do that. Add the payment information last. So we're just gonna hit pause and just gonna X that out. And now we're going to, find some keywords for our campaign. So the first place I like to go is you go to tools and settings, and you go into the keyword planner. And then you want to click on discover keywords. And then when you do this, you want to say, okay, what are people in my niche? What would they search if they wanted service? So I'm in the home care niche. So most people would search, home, in home care near me, or in home care near me, or home care in the city that you're in, etc., etc. So we're just gonna start with in home care near me, and you want to change the location to where your client's business is, of course. So usually I just like to enter in the state because you get more data with that. But because sometimes if you just enter in a specific city, Google's not gonna have enough data. So I just always just enter in the state. And then you would just click search, get results. Okay, so we're in, we have a bunch of suggested, keyword ideas we can have. So, there's in-home care, in-home healthcare, these are all searches that people would search if they needed home care. So this is the average monthly searches. I like to order it. So like, okay, what gets the most amount of searches? So they all get around 10 to 100. And then ad impression share, you don't really need to worry about for when you're just starting out because you haven't written your campaign yet. Top of page bid low range. Okay, what is the lowest someone has paid to get on the top of page, and top of bid high range is what's the highest someone has paid. So this is like, if you have almost perfect Google ads, like a quality score of like 10, and like, your just ads are just great, the lowest you can pay. And this is like, you have a quality score of 1, you're bidding at the most expensive time, what's the highest you'll likely pay. And these values are pretty dynamic as well. And account status is if you have that keyword in your account. So what I like to do is like, okay, in-home healthcare near me, I like to add, if you want to add these keywords easily, you just click on them, and then you just go on, instead of plan, you click on existing campaign, you click on the campaign that's paused, you can add the ad group here. So I would add it to in-home care. You can also create a new ad group. Just click on create new ad group. And then I always do phrase match. I don't add exact match keywords because it depends on the area. So if your client is in a very, very, very populated area, even so, you don't really want to put in exact match because that gives Google a lot of restrictions, and you're not sure if that exact match keyword phrase is actually going to lead to the right conversions. You may think it does, but it actually doesn't. So you should just start with phrase match, and then usually I go back to the campaign and add something called broad match modified, which I'm also going to get into as well. So then you can just click on add keyword, and you're good to go. And then you can see that it's in the account. And then for the bids, I just like to choose, a little bit higher than the middle to start. And then, once I have some data, once I have a quality score, then Google's going to show me, okay, how much I need to pay to get into the top of page, and then I follow that. So for example, for this keyword, for these keywords here, I would bid, $7 or $8 because, that's a little bit higher than the top of page bid low range, but it's not exactly, the top of page bid high range for the most part. And then, Google's going to let you know like, hey, you're not bidding enough for this keyword. So you can always go in and check on that keyword as well. So if you want, to set up ad groups on its own, you can also just go into grouped ideas. So grouped ideas is actually really good because this pretty much helps you set up the ad group already. So you can just go here, and then it says in-home healthcare near me, in-home healthcare. All of it is related to health near. All of this is related to nurse near. And this can help you when it comes to setting up the ads and liking this video and subscribing to my channel if you have not already. So this can just help you when it comes to creating the ads, because what we want to do when we create the ads is include the keywords that are in the ad. So I'll just, and then you can see the bids here, sometimes Doodle's not going to have enough data. So I'll just add, health near and living caregiver near me. That's also a really good one. So what you would probably have to do is it's going to select all of them. So you might have to just create a new ad group. Just do, in home health near me. So max cost per click of $7.50. Then done. And then we're going to add all these as phrase match, add keyword, and then living caregiver near me. I'm going to add that. Create new ad group. Live in caregiver near me. Add keyword there. Oh, that's a little bit lower, so we'll just do $6 there, and then add phrase match, add that as keywords. So pretty much go through there, go through the Google keyword planner. If you're not getting a lot of ideas, you can just go through Google itself and just do in home health care. You don't want to just do like a general keyword. You want to do like near me, or like something to show that you're actually like interested in the services. Okay, here, and then you want to also, this is just a quick aside, when you're making the ads, you want to look at what other people are doing for the ad creation. So you want to see like, okay, right at home health aids, see all of our service offers. That's not really a good ad for the most part, but this one's really good. Simple, reliable, affordable. Find home care near you. Home health, home care near me, home care near you. That's a really good one. If you want to find more keywords, just scroll to the bottom to to related searches. And then usually there's like a lot more keywords you can find here, and put them into the keyword planner, and then it's going to give you even more keyword suggestions as well. You can also use other platforms. Like I've used the WordStream keyword finder. I've been able to find a good few keywords there. So there's many different sources of finding good keywords. But I just mostly use the keyword planner just to search and think, okay, how much am I going to have to pay for these keywords overall? Once you're adding in the keywords and stuff, now you want to, from here, I go on to adding the conversion tag. So the next step I do is to track conversions, and tracking conversions is so important in order to get Google Ads to work for you. Because if you don't know when you're converting, you don't know which keywords to bid higher or lower on. So what I do is you want to go on Tools and Settings, Measurement, Conversions, and then since you don't have any conversions set up yet, you want to click on Create New Conversions. So pretty much you want to track both, if you're doing this for local businesses, website conversions and phone tracking. Um, Simply just because, the business owner or you as the business owner is going to want either phone calls and, website visits. So we're going to set up online conversions first. So category, I like to do submit lead form, conversion name, say home care, submit lead. And then I also just don't use a value for this conversion. So this is just, so if you just know the exact value of a conversion, you can use this, but you don't really have to. One, it's just to track ROI. Just you want to kind of every time, just one. And then I usually just leave all this stuff. It's just saying like, okay, how many days until it counts as a conversion, attribution model. Um, and this is in enhanced CPC. So pretty much you can start with it on or off. I just do it off first, and then wait a couple weeks, and then once I get some data coming in, then I'll turn it on. Um, in my bidding video, I'll explain why you would want it on and why you wouldn't want it on. Um, Overall, pretty much Google automation can be good or can be not useful, but I'll explain that more in the video. So pretty much obviously if you have a developer, you want to email them the tag or use the Google Tag Manager. But you can just install the tag yourself. So pretty much if to create landing pages, I use a software called ClickFunnels. And if you want, to get a free trial of that for 2 weeks, there will be a link in the description below for that. You can just use one of my test funnels that I already use for clients that is already pretty high converting. So you can just use that. And what you want to do is you want to just copy this global site tag here. So copy it, and I'm just going to go onto my ClickFunnels site. So I am on my settings for my ClickFunnels site, and it depends what software you're using, what kind of website you're using. It's different. This is a different thing for every. There's a different step for every process, but pretty much you want to paste that code in the head tracking code here. You want to paste that there. Then you want to click. I'm just going to click save and update on my end. And then you're going to get to the event snippet. So this is pretty much when is there a conversion. So this was the global site tag, which you just need to put, so that way, Google is tracking globally on your site. And then this is like, okay, when should we count this as a conversion? When someone clicks on something or when the page loads. So we want to create a thank you page so that way when when the lead submits a form, it loads a thank you page, and then every time this page is loaded, it counts as a conversion. So we're going to copy that. So once we copy that, we're going to go to our thank you page. And then once we're in the thank you page, so you want to go to the specific the specific thank you page for your page software, obviously. You want to paste it here, and then once you paste it, click on save. So we are almost done. So once you do that, we want to click next, done, and then we want to create one so that every time there's a phone call, that Google will count that as a lead. So pretty much now we want to track, whether we get phone calls or not as well. So from thing here, so you click on phone calls to a phone number on your website, and then you click continue. So once you click that, you're gonna enter the name for it. So it's one thing, the phone call for home care. You want to count it one. Don't use a value for this conversion. If you want to track ROI, call length. I just set it to like if we get you a call, that's 10 seconds, because then you could always call back the lead as well. So then you want to click on create and continue. Install the tag yourself. You've already done this step, so you don't need to do that. But you want to enter it as it appears on your website, and it needs to have the exact digits. Pretty much you want to enter in the phone number here, and it needs to have the exact digits as it appears on your web page. And I think even just the formatting needs to appear the same. So if you go on your web page and you have the phone number like this, but in the Google Ads you type in the phone number like this, Google won't be able to track your calls. So you need to make sure that when you type it in the Google Ads and on the website, it looks the same exact way. So you can enter in the phone number here. I'm going to do that later just to protect the privacy. Once you copy this tag, I'm going to show you where you would put it. So what you would do is you would still go to the head tracking code, just put a few spaces, and then paste the phone number code here. And then that's it for the most part. So with that being said, we have now, tracked conversions. So now we have conversions tracking, which is great, which is awesome. So now we're going to get into, more of creating the ads and creating the keywords. Leave a like if you're enjoying this content so far, and if you feel a lot more prepared to run Google Ads for yourself or for a client. So now that we're back onto our menu here, what I like to do is, you can go into one of the ad groups, and then you want to start creating ads. But before I get into that, I want to explain broad match modified keywords very, very quickly. So pretty much broad match modified is pretty much phrase match, but the words can be in any order. So with phrase match keywords, in home care near me needs to be there in that exact order, but words can be in front of it or behind it as well. With broad match modified, so if I just type in plus in plus home plus home plus care, plus so if I type it in like this, which you do by just adding a plus in front of every word, someone can type in care near in home, and then it would still your ads will still show up. Pretty much how I think of it is you pretty much want to use broad match modified, especially if that area is small. And the area is small, you're not getting a lot of impressions. Or if just in general, just to give you enough data back to which keywords are actually profitable, because you might not be able to find the keywords that are actually making the big bucks for the most part. And overall, you also just want to use it because, like, if the order doesn't really matter, then it's just better just to use broad match modified. So I would add those to your campaign. So for this one, I would just add plus in, plus home, plus health, plus near. And I just don't add me because people search, my ad will still pop up even if I put in me for the most part. So let's go into best practices for creating the ads. So when it comes to ads, you pretty much want to first look at other people's ads, see what they are doing. So pretty much I do have, you can go, just type in home care near me, or just type in, the state, even home care just type in New York, home care New York. And you just want to see what are the other type of ads that people are doing. New York in home care. I mean, this ad honestly shouldn't even show up to me because they should have excluded my location of New Jersey. So you also just want to exclude, all the other states, which I'll briefly go over how to do that as well. So that way, because I'm right now in Massachusetts, I'm not gonna need, New York in home care. So you can see, okay, New York in home care. So this is one thing that I know works really well, especially for home care. If you put in the state plus home care or plus the keyword, that goes a lot better. But pretty much, people aren't going to really care about, the fact that it says alliance, because they're going to see that up here as well. So, you want to put like a call to action here. So like call for a free care plan, or like call for a free consultation, something like that. So like what would the customer want? So this one's a good one. So the only thing that's missing is, the keyword, but, they have it here. Customize your home care. I would say get a call now for a customizable plan. You can get some good ideas from these ads. You can also, like, scroll down. There are some more ads down here. These people aren't bidding as much, and sometimes these ads aren't always the best. because you can see here that 27-hour live-in home care, best home care. You can still get some ideas, but you just want to get the top ones, because those are the people that are doing well with Google Ads for the most part. Ads with your location always work super, super, super well with Google Ads. Let's say you're in Boston for the most part, right? If you say, in home care, like Boston in home care, or you can even say Massachusetts in home care, you know, if you have the location that your customer is in, those ads really work very, very well. And then you want, then you just want a call to action as well. So we want to create a text ad. Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Aaron here, coming to you from the future. So you may have noticed that I said we need to create a text ad. So what Google's going to show you is, responsive search ad, call ad, and then display ad. So what you want to do is click on responsive search ad. There's going to be a tiny option that says, switch to text ads instead. And then you want to create that. So responsive search ads are pretty much responsive search ads, or you're going to create different headlines and different descriptions, and then Google's going to, combine a headline with a different description and vice versa in order to see, depending on what the people search on, and to see if they can get you some more conversions. I've tested it on a couple of clients, and they've never performed as well as just doing my own text ads. So my text ads usually always just performed a lot better. So you can definitely test it for yourself and see for yourself. And it does help with your quality score, but overall text ads are the way to go. So I would recommend just doing that. So in this next example, I'm just going to go into an example of a text ad that worked well for one of my clients. So yeah, and remember to like and subscribe. So I just went to one of my other clients' campaigns, which is where I can describe the ad structure really well without having to type it out for the most part. And this is one of the ads that I am going to use for my new client as well. So pretty much once you just click on create new ad, you want to create a new text ad. Responsive search ads, you can test those out. I did, but I found that my text ads just work better when it comes to Google Ads. So I just use text ads for the most part. First off, you want to make sure that once your landing page is done, if it's already done, you paste the right final landing page. And you can see here my headline is the #1 New Jersey home care for seniors, because it contains the keyword, it contains the state, and it's for seniors. And say call now for a free assessment. So that's the benefit. So they can get a call, and then if they call, they get a free assessment. And then headline 3 doesn't really show that much for the most part. It sometimes does, especially on mobile. Sometimes it does. You can either put, a case study like hundreds of happy patients in New Jersey, or you could put, the name of the business in general. And then these are the site link campaigns. And then it also includes the phone number down here, which I'm going to block out. And then for the description, you can just put, you want to put, what is the main benefit that the person wants from working with you. So they want their loved ones to live stress-free and get care at home. That's what they want. And then I say call for a free assessment. And then description 2, sometimes that shows, sometimes it doesn't. I just like to put the features. So like 24/7 home care service, #1 professional, friendly caregivers, etc., etc. And this ad is probably one of my best performing ads. So pretty much, just having the state location, you can put #1, you could put best, you could put something that makes your business sound, a lot better. And I just, make sure you have the keyword here in home care, see the keywords here at home, NJ home care. You want headline 2, you want the call to action. And the display path, you just want to put the keyword again, so home care, and I just put like the call to action here, free assessment. And then of course make sure you paste what you actually want here. So that's pretty much the nitty-gritty of pretty much setting up an ad. So pretty much you want to add just multiple extensions. Site links extensions is if you have different parts of your website that you want your customers can go to. So for example, if you're a real estate agent and you have a floor plan part of your site, if you have an amenities part of your site, you can make that in the site link extension. You just click plus, click on site link. You can make sure that just make best, just I'm gonna put affordable home care. And then you could put like another thing like 24/7 service, 4/7 service. And then the thing is, you can put a description here to, describe it a little bit more in detail. And then you paste the final URL, but it can't be duplicate URL. So you can use the URL that you go to the main landing page once, but you can't do it, 4 times in a row. It has to lead to different parts of your landing page. There's a way around this, and I describe it to people who book a one-on-one time with me, which there'll be a link in the description below for that, since that hack is actually pretty nice, overall. So yeah, and if you want, one-on-one help with setting up a Google ad campaign, if you made it this far, you're obviously interested, or you have a client and you want to set up the right way fast. If you if you book a one-on-one time with me, I'm just gonna go through everything step by step with you, and it personalized to your campaign, so you have the best success possible. So, call out campaign is pretty much you want to just call out popular extensions, call out popular aspects. So you want, I would put in, loving care. Uh, um, what's another thing? We do daily errands. So this is all the stuff that different home care agencies do, daily errands, etc., etc. So you can save that. And then you can add your location if you have something on Google Maps. Call extension, I don't like using, because what I found is that people tapped it, but they never ended up calling the business, and you still pay for that tap for that call. So I would test this out, but when I used it, it was just draining the money. Lead form extensions, the same thing. I didn't get one single lead from it, and it just cost me money. Um, but you want to use promotion extension if you do have a promotion running. It can help. If you're doing like $500 off, you can do that as well. And then structured snippet. So structured snippet is pretty much you can just add, what kind of services that you offer. So I just do service catalog, and then you can just add the different services you have. So we can just do daily activities, 24/7 home care service, the works there. So you want to fill out as much of the stuff as you possibly can. And then the next thing you want to do, we're almost done, guys. We're almost there. Is you want to add negative keywords. So pretty much, negative keywords are super, super, super important, because especially if we're using phrase match and broad match modified, there's going to be a whole bunch of keywords that we don't want to use. So what you could do is just Google, negative keywords, negative keyword list. But I have my own list I usually like to upload. So what I can do is add negative keywords. So I do is I have this the ultimate negative keyword list. If you want a copy of the negative keyword list that I use, again, you can join my group and then specifically ask for that, or you can just book a one-on-one session with me, and then we can find negative keywords for you as well. I just open this up and I copy and paste all the negative keywords. Each industry is going to have different negative keywords as well. So if there's any like big competitors that in your niche, so for example, if you're a home remodeler, you don't want to appear when someone searches like Lowe's or Home Depot home remodeling. So you want to add those niches as well for the negative keywords. And I always make it at the campaign level. Um, you don't really want to do the account level, because some accounts might have different goals and stuff. But pretty much you just want to add in as much keywords as you possibly can, but make sure you take out like keywords like cheap or like free or like any inappropriate keywords as well. And then the next thing I like to do is to go into the campaign, and then we want to set up the ad schedule. So pretty much this is like, when do you want your ads to be seen? So this is very important, especially if you have a tight budget. If you have a tight budget, you just want to just run during normal business hours for the most part. So Mondays through Friday, like when are people most likely to convert? I like to do like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So that's when so if you do like 9 to 5 directly, your costs are going to be higher. But if you do like, if you go up to like 8 p.m., not as many people are bidding on like that between that 6 and 8 p.m. region. So you could get a conversion at a lower cost as well. So, but we're just gonna stick with 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Mondays through Friday. And of course, you can always adjust it. Once you start getting data, you'll see that some days work better than other days. And then you can even just, block out times where, you've just been wasting money and then increase the budget when you haven't, uh, when you're actually making money for the most part, right? And then the last thing you should do is to go on your locations. And this is just best practice overall. You don't really have to do this. You want to add locations to your excluded locations, and you just want to add, all the other states where you don't want customers for the most part. So this is just on my negative keyword list. So you can see here I have different countries. You don't have to go that far to exclude different countries, but I would exclude, the different states for the most part, which which are somewhere in this list. Yeah, U.S. states. Just you want to copy this and paste it, and then here, and then of course, you want to make sure that you include the state that you are in. So you want to delete that. I'm just gonna do that right now, really quickly, because I'm gonna have to do this anyway. So my client is in New Jersey, so I'm just going to exclude that. So we're gonna copy that, add locations in bulk, paste it, and then you're just going to click on exclude all. For some reason, it always thinks of Georgia, the country, not the state. So you always have to go into, you're always gonna have to retype in Georgia, if I can spell. Geo. So it always, gets the country, but not the state. So we want to exclude that state. So we have all the states excluded except for New Jersey for the most part, which is great because we don't want people from Montana asking for home care services in New Jersey when they seeing the ad for that, clicking on it and costing us money. So just one important note. So even with all this setup, even with the best Google ad campaign, you need a really, really good landing page, a high converting one, because the point of the Google ads is just to get you the great traffic. That's the only point of Google ads. Your landing page is what's going to be responsible for actually converting that traffic, getting people to call you. So even though you could be the best person at setting up Google ads, you need to get you need to have a great landing page in order for them to actually work and for you to make money or for your client to make money. So be aware of that. There's some small things here and there that I do. So overall, this is pretty much the whole step-by-step process of what I do. So if you follow this, you should pretty much have everything set up. Of course, there's a lot of like small things here and there that we can go into, like for example, the devices for the most part. Usually you can exclude tablets for the most part. Optimizing bids. There's so much that goes into it. But this should help you get started. It should get you on your feet and should start getting you some good conversion leads. I'm also gonna make a video about the best bidding strategy as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I know it was long, but thank you for sticking me to it. You are now an expert in Google Ads. So be sure to click on the video up there. That's going to show you how to run Facebook ads for local businesses so you can combine those two powers and actually get a high converting Facebook ad. I'll see you guys in that video. Take care.